big lie continues. Steve Calise on Fox News, Joe Scarborough really called him out. Listen to this, and then we'll check it out on.
The big lie is alive and well among Republican leadership. Yesterday, the number 2 House Republican, Minority Whip Steve Calise, repeatedly refused to say the 2020 election wasn't stolen when pressed by Chris Wallace on Fox News Sunday.
Do you think the 2020 election was stolen from Donald Trump?
Well, Chris, I've been very clear from the beginning. If you look at a number of states, they didn't follow their state-passed laws that govern the election for president. At least
so you think the election was stolen?
What I said is there are states that didn't follow their legislatively set rules.
But last time, I promise, do you think the election was stolen or not?
It's not just irregular. It's states that did not follow the laws set, which the Constitution says they're supposed to follow. When you see states like Georgia cleaning up some of the mess and people calling that Jim Crow law, that's a flat-out lie.
It's really unbelievable.
Look at Liz Cheney's response.
That's just sleazy.
Yeah.
That really is sleazy. It's cynical. It's despicable. Let me use the word. It's okay to use the word. It's deplorable. Deplorable. Let me say it again. Still lying and spreading lies for your constituents and the American people about what happened in last year's election is deplorable. When you have Trump justices across the United States saying there wasn't any widespread voter fraud, when you have the Supreme Court of the United States saying, yes, there were, in Pennsylvania, the Supreme Court overrode what the state legislature did. We should take a look at that at some point. It's not going to change the outcome of the election, said Alito and Thomas. Well, let's just take a look at it because it may have an influence in future elections. But had no, so everybody, you could go down the list.
How about just his common sense? He knows better.
Well, of course.
We all know that he knows
This has
better.
nothing to do with him lacking common sense. It has everything to do with Republicans who lack common decency. Madisonian democracy doesn't work if you only respect elections when your side wins. That's what they do in communist countries. That's what they do in fascist countries. Hey, Steve Scalise, that's not what they do here, all right?
Republican Congresswoman and member of the January 6th Select Committee, Liz Cheney, responded to the Scalise comments in a tweet that reads in part, "Perpetuating the big lie is an attack on the core of our constitutional republic."
You know, what I wish, I mean, I understand all of this, and this is great that Joe Scarborough is condemning Steve Scalise, etc., and Brzezinski doing the same thing. However, I wish, instead of just saying big lie, big lie, big lie, we started talking about democracy, democracy, democracy. Over 8 million people more so than voted for Donald Trump voted for Biden. It needs to be said over and over again. It needs to be said that many, many more people wanted Joe Biden than they wanted Donald Trump. It needs to be said that the country is really not a democracy until we get rid of the Electoral College. It needs to be said that California has 2 senators and other small states with under 1 million have 2 senators is a disaster. It is undemocratic. It needs to be said that gerrymandering, where the proportion of representatives you send to the state, to both the state houses and the federal house, is incorrect if gerrymandering does not allow itself to represent a representative democracy in which your representative represent the number of people that want that particular issue in the state. This is not a democracy, and Donald Trump is trying to move it further, and the Republican Party is simply cauterizing what Donald Trump has really brought out that has always been the tenet of their party.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number 1, subscribe to our channel. And number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.